Morning everyone, it's Ian from DIY Home and Gardening. Different type of video today, more DIY type one, or car maintenance I should say. So one of the cars got a dead battery, it is totally dead, so going to show you how to swap over the battery and more importantly how to swap the battery over but without losing all your radio settings and whatnot. So yeah, let me talk you through it. So essentially I'm going to use two vehicles, old Fiesta, and to go over to the B-Max and essentially run a set of jump leads from battery to battery, or battery of the Fiesta to terminals on the B-Max to give you continuity of power, so that you trick the other car into thinking it still has a battery connection, which won't lose all your settings. So first thing, just to make it a little bit easier for yourself, before you connect up you might as well take off the bits that you don't actually need, that won't interfere, so like your covers, your security housing, that type of thing can be removed. Obviously just don't disconnect your negative or your positive plates from the battery first. So we'll just remove the ancillary bits and yeah, and then we'll get to the main body of how to do it. So if you've got one of these protective covers, it's really easy to remove. You literally put your screwdriver in, lever it one way and pop it off. Simple as that. You don't need that cover. That cover stops for water ingress basically into the positive. So yeah, we'll take that off. Next up's removing the cover plate. So it's literally just a case of undoing your nuts there, and there'll be another one back there. Oh, there's a third there. So remove those and then take this housing off, and essentially that will allow us to get to the main battery then with well, some ease. New car systems have a whole host more of gadgets connected to the battery than the old types, but it's still the same thing. So first things first, we'll get rid of the cover. Right, there we have it. So cover plate's off, as with always. Nothing straightforward. You have to sort of to unhook the back plate whilst yeah, trying to manoeuvre it left and right and up and down. It's a bit of a faff, but it's done anyway. And always when you're working on the car, it seems that it's going to start raining, so you end up with a nice wet back, but hey ho, that's life. Right, next stage, so we need to connect up the leads from the other battery or vehicle that you're going to be using before you disconnect the main terminals of the battery you're going to replace. So that's what we'll do next. Right, so it is easier if you've got a spare battery, a portable battery I should say, rather than your car one, but basically you're bridging from one battery to the other. Always good practice to do your negative to negative first before you do your positive, but now that's connected up, we'll be able to undo the terminals, hopefully without knocking off the leads and disrupting the power. Okay, I don't know if you can see particularly clearly, but we have now loosened off the terminal nuts now, so they will move a little bit more freely to come off the main pins. It's a good idea now to put on a pair of gloves, which still give you good dexterity, as you invariably don't want to come in contact with all the grime and possible corrosion that may be on your battery. So yeah, put some gloves on. Yeah, so that's the clamp off the terminal. So you do the same on the rear as well, and then we can get battery out nice and safely. Okay, just with everything, it's always a pain. Each model's slightly different, so actually to enable me to be able to get the battery out, I've had to take off the air filter cover, which is that. It's a piece of cake, it's only 4 screws hold it down, but yeah, I'll now be able to get the battery out. So take two. So that's one old battery. empty battery bay. All I'm going to do now, just get the hoover out and just hoover out any of the rubbish that you can see in the bottom. Just keeps it nice and tidy for putting the fresh one in. At the same time, I'm just going to use some kitchen roll just to clean up these terminals, get them nice and clean again for good contact. And here we have the new battery. Make sure you get the right one according to your vehicle. It's really easy, just, well, ask the person at the garage, they'll look up your vehicle and check which type you need. These are plastic covers, just protect the terminals. Keep those on whilst you put it into position, and then after it's in position you can then take it off. Just remember which way your old battery came out. So for mine, negative went at the back, positive to the front, so therefore the battery needs to slide in that way. So let's go and get it done. Right, so that's new battery all in place. Terminals are still intact. I've got a second pair of hands just to help hold the negative out the way, and then we then just got to put it back into reverse order. Taken the caps off, battery support goes in, and then we'll then connect the terminals back again. So now the battery terminals are reconnected, it's now safe to take off your jump leads, and hopefully, moment of truth, all the data should still be stored in your radio. So let's do that. As you can see, so it's all reconnected up exactly as the original battery was. If you have got grease, then it's a good idea just to put some fresh grease on the terminals there, just to prevent any dirt getting in between the contacts. If you haven't, it's not the end of the world, but it would be advisable to put it on. And then last thing, make sure you put your relevant covers on again to stop any water and dirt ingress into your positive side. But essentially that is it done. Battery changed. Okay, moment of truth, battery all swapped over, dash all lights up. Let's just wait for the light. Starts like a dream. Right. And retained all the stations as well, so excellent. Success. So another job done, just a bit painful and a bit of a faff. So how to change your battery without losing all your radio settings. Yes, I'm not going to lie, it is a bit of a pain in the, the what's it to do with a modern vehicle. My Fiesta, piece of cake to change the battery. You literally just undo the terminals, swap it out and pop it back in, battery fits. You don't have to move anything around. This B-Max, as we saw, you've got to take the air filter out the way, you've got to make sure you don't interrupt any of the terminals, you've got the battery housing to contend with. But for about half hour's work, I saved myself 50 quid in someone else doing it. And yeah, I haven't had to go through that whole painful process of then having to go to the main dealer garage to then get my login code to reset the battery, reset the radio. So yeah, all in all, success. It's not a difficult job if you've got the right tools. For mine, I needed an 8mm spanner and a 10mm spanner, and essentially that was it for tools, and then set of jump leads to run from one vehicle to the other, and then time and patience, a little bit of tenacity, and yeah, then afterwards it's just going to be a case of cleaning up these babies, which won't take a lot, and yeah, job done. So hope you liked the video, hope you find it of use, of interest, and hopefully it will save you some time in yeah, having to take the car to a garage, paying someone else to do it. So it save you money, save you the the pain of having to find that code and all that process. And yeah, please subscribe if you liked it, and hope to see you soon. Cheers, bye.